has parameters to it which simply tell it which type of frame I want. The number here says, you know, whether I want the first frame, second frame, or third frame, and so forth. And it will generate the whatever CSS is needed to do that. Okay. Inside of the code that uses the frames, then I put this code in here, which on my system, you know, the paging system which I wrote, this will simply insert these links at the appropriate location. So I don't have to mess with the syntax of the links because I'm lazy. Okay. Is any questions about that so far? Oh, this in here also is an example of the frame for what it's worth. This is the code which generates the PHP code, which generates the CSS code for the frames. The argument simply says, well, which frame do I want? First, it does a check to make sure that this argument is in fact on the table, that I've got an entry for it in the table. If I don't, then it doesn't do anything because something's wrong. If I do have an entry in the table, then it figures out what the type is and makes the name the same way I did before. And let's see what else. Okay. Gets this is the directory name. The name of the directory. The directory is where I have the files for my frame. Each frame is has a separate directory, and this simply is which directory am I on. And then I generate the CSS code, and it's fairly, you know, from the data that I had. The padding. Oh, I see the padding. Okay. I should have done that differently. This basically for padding. You have the padding for the outer margin, which is the larger margin, and then you subtract it for the inner margin for the padding which is necessary the padding which is taken off for the data. I do that for all of them. The z-index is set to 1 so that my data is on top of everything else. And then I do the same thing for my the frame container. Down here, this is the container entry, this is the frame container entry, and the rest of the entries. I'm not going to go through all those. I already went through this last time. Here you've got the top left margin is 0 and so forth. Basically, I just pull the entries out of the table as needed. Okay. And that's the last one. I did put this up on the web at that location. So if you want to actually look at it sometime, that's where it's at. And I can. Okay. that will be exactly the same as what I've shown here. So I can look at it later if you want to.
So this presentation is a series of web pages
Yes.
that are built using the
Yes.
frames
Yes.
as the code behind
Yes.
for the presentation.
Yes. Well, I figure this is, KCWEBPROS, not KC.
Web for dummies,
Yeah.
like yellow cover.
Well, this is Web Pros, not PowerPoint Pros. So I figure I use the web to do it. And I did use the frames throughout, just simply because I think they look nice. Okay.
So all of your code is proprietary and royalty involved, so you could not provide a zip for download off of the KCWEBPROS site?
Oh, well, the code is actually, of course, all, well, I guess the PHP code is not. Well, I don't particularly care.
Okay.
But
If
I
you
don't
want
have
to,
the
you
PHP
can
code
zip
out
it
on
up
the
to
web
send to me,
now.
and when I build a
Yeah.
page on the website to download all this stuff, whenever I have time in my copious amounts of free time,
Oh,
I'll
yeah.
put your zip up on the KCWEBPROS website.
Yeah. Okay. Yes, I could probably zip the whole thing. There are a few things that I would prefer to have done differently, I think. Now that I look at it.
Make the hearts a little redder.
Well, I think that's more I think the color of the hearts is more a
Personal preference.
well, no.
Yeah.
It depends on the projector as much as anything else. Let's see. Oh, this was. This particular case, I didn't specify the width, and so the result is it doesn't come out even.
Yeah, you're not using your least common multiple there. On
Yeah,
it.
it's not using the least common multiple,
Yeah.
so it didn't. But I did specify the width of this upper one, so if I click on this, where it is, then you'll note that the hearts come out even.
On the surrounding page, yeah.
Yeah, on the surrounding page, up on the top, they come out even because I did specify the height. I did not, or the width. I did not specify the height, so the height gets clipped. If I'd have specified both, then neither one of them would have gotten clipped.
And you're doing this locally on your Apache web server on your Ubuntu laptop.
Yes, this is being done on my local laptop. So, and I stored the when I did this. Let's see what we got here. I stored the web page, the frame that's going to use in the as cookie, so that it's you go to different pages, it comes out the same frame. So I'm not just changing the frame. When I say change the frame, it's not just for that frame, it's for the entire demonstration.